All right, so we have this quilt top basted, and I just have the top basted to the batting here. And you can see I just kind of eyeballed a little bit, went about 2 inches away from the top when I was trimming that batting down. Have a bunch of fabric here that I'm going to use for a scrappy backing. If you want to know what piece each fabric was from as far as what line it was from, and then some of the scraps that were from previous quilts, I do have another video on that you can check out. But for this one, I'm going to do an improv style backing, which means I am just going to start sewing stuff together until I cover up the area that I want covered. So I've got mostly purple, a few white pieces to break up the purple if I need to. So what we'll do now is we will flip this over to this batting size, lay it in my floor, and I'm just going to start sewing stuff together until I cover that whole area. Okay, so you see I have my basted top flipped upside down, and that batting that we trimmed 2 inches around is going to give me an idea of how much space I need to fill. And you see here I've already started sewing some stuff together. I have all of those charms sewn together in a long row. I put those 2 pieces of that lavender marbleized fabric on top and bottom so that I wouldn't have to worry about matching those charm squares up with other seams. I've got a piece of that white dragonfly print to the left side with a piece of the batik also, and the reason I did that is so that I have plenty to the left because I don't want to cut off any of those charm pieces. Here I have some squares sewn together. Those light lavender prints were left over from the background from the front. I was originally not going to worry about matching any of those seams up, but since I see how close those are in size, I think I might actually try to match those seams up. Put something on the end of this to make it match with that. So I'm really just sewing pieces together as I go. It's improv. I'm not thinking much about it, but I am pressing those fabrics before I cut into them, pressing the seams after I get them sewn together. I'm making sure that I have nice straight edges where I sew things together. I do need this quilt backing to lay flat because I'm going to quilt it fairly densely. Okay, so my scrappy backing is all finished and ready to baste it to the batting. And see here the edges are not even, and I don't really mind that as long as it is covering everything that it needs to cover, and this is. So the edges not being even doesn't bother me because I am going to quilt this myself on a domestic machine.